Alright, thanks as always for tuning into this episode of Gears Tactics. This episode is, as always, done on the insane difficulty with no death. Everything, really, is in the description. Ways to support me, as I'm a small channel. I've got a Discord, Twitter, Twit, links to directly support, and there's a playlist for all of the missions. So if you see a mission that you're a bit stuck on, check out the playlist. Alright folks, welcome to episode 1922 of this series. No, but seriously, I have no idea how many we're on, but we are on Act 2. This is a more of a story-based mission, so I'm going to shut up whilst the cutscenes play and then we'll get into the tips and tricks.
Gonna guess that doesn't say free kittens.
Warning. Rustlung Quarantine Zone.
Rustlung? Why would Ukon care about Rustlung?
Think we're about to find out. Sign says the medical archives are up in the atrium.
Okay, so we are ready to tackle this mission, and this mission, it's early stages and it's mid-game are actually relatively okay. It was one of the more comfortable missions we've done on this playthrough, and I decided to take the top right hand area and keep my guys grouped up, just because when you're on the lower ground you can get some wretches rush you, you can get a few guys rush you, whereas on the right hand side you seem to have a lot more space to sort of overwatch, control situations. It just seemed better, so we took the right hand side. So there's again a Cantus buffing people. I have one of my soldiers in Overwatch already, so my initial move is to just clear out as many as possible, throw out the early grenade. I could have thrown that grenade a little bit further back and knocked the Overwatcher. I didn't really think about that, so I ended up throwing a second grenade here to kill that Overwatch character and then move my sniper into position to kill the wretch. So early on, I don't mind using a lot of grenades because you don't know how the mission's going to play out. You don't know if you need them, if you need to save them. And to get through the early parts, I normally chuck a load of grenades just to see what I'm up against. And then I've decided to overwatch all of my characters here in a defensive position because nothing can get behind me just yet. So Overwatchers are still going down, they've pushed up a little bit and just about survived that. Remember, this is insane with no death, so every single time somebody shoots at me, I clench. Frags are going out. I'm just using all of the cooldowns as soon as possible because then obviously they'll be back up faster rather than just holding on to them. And Michaela is putting in early work with the sniper. Again, just focusing on this right hand side and using Gabe to chainsaw the distracted locust here. So we have two guys overwatched, one downed and a Cantus and a wretch below. So trying to think about what we can do. We can fire off another shot here, actually interrupt him, so we now only have one Overwatcher, and that allows me to nip in here and get an execution. So the reason I decided to use an execution here, even though it kind of puts me in danger, is because I can hop back over, get myself in cover, and then with the extra turn that the execution's granted me, I can shoot down on this wretch. And manage to finish him off, obviously, because I've got a few more turns available on each character now. So I can fire away at this guy. I think I could have chainsawed him, but it was on cooldown. It's just the way it ended up working out. So instead I pushed Stotty up here, and I'm going to sort of overwatch the area. And Stotty's not in a great position here, thinking about this. He's exposed on the left and head on. So that was a bit aggressive, really, and I think on another run I could have been punished for it. So we have the Cantus, who's going to be doing his 70% defense. However, the Overwatch from Stotty is too strong. However, he does return fire and stopped that, and I just about survived. So that was what I was talking about, that weak point that I kind of exposed. Not the best gameplay there. So I'm going to return some fire with a grenade, and then that sort of opens up a few more opportunities, but because he's so low, I'm just going to drop him back. I've got a grenade now. I've pushed, well, I haven't really pushed him up, he's still pushed up, and I'm going to use the grenade to sort of deal a large chunk of damage to Cantus with Gabe. And now my chainsaw is back up on cooldown, and I can use it to sneak up on this guy. And I believe it should give me an extra action point if I have equipped it, and I believe I have done. So yeah, I get that extra action point. And what I'm going to do here is just pincer this Cantus really, and the first area was really cleanly done. Michaela there with a big crit and cleans the area. Now the next section here is speeded up, but effectively what I do is I just collect the boxes on the map and then regroup everybody up in a bit more of a nice fashion. So the reason I've grouped them up is when you go into this doorway, there are 2 or 3 snipers that pin you. So you don't want to be spread out. You obviously want to be able to have your guys close to you so you can cover them if you do get pinned. So that's why I've spread everybody out, and now I'm going to open up the door and I'll let the cutscene play.
All right, everyone through the gate. Push up to the archives. On foot.
We're getting close. The atrium
So just
should be
going to
up
move my
ahead.
soldiers up here, and I'm sitting at the sniper back so they can't get pinned. If you stay in that doorway, you will be pinned, and it just becomes tough.
Everyone, look sharp.
So obviously right now we have a disciple on the field. This is a new unit that I've not seen before. It can knock back your enemies, and it can emit a toxic cloud of death on its death, sorry. So got to be careful how you kill it. So this run, the snipers didn't pin me, and actually they all grouped up in the middle, which made things very simple for me. So maybe it's because I didn't get pinned that they all went flock to the middle. So try not to get pinned, and they should flock to the middle. And then with 2 grenades, boom. That's 4 units going down in 2 grenades. That's definitely a worthwhile trade. And as Sid says, we're looking goddamn professional.
Affirmative.
So because it went so cleanly, I used an extra turn to pick up this epic case.
And it's not even my birthday.
And I'm just going to sort of push everybody up now and get them close in case there's any more snipers or anything up ahead. So the enemy turn is about to happen. We have a hammerburst drone pushing up. We have 1 hunkered, 2 more pushing up, 2 on the top right. But they're quite far back. Now the disciple enters onto the field, and they're beginning to move up. But they're not too close, so there's no shotguns to worry about, no wretches, which means I can play it pretty safe. So I'm going to push Gabe up here and overwatch this area. Going to take Michaela here, push her right up to the left, and just control this left-hand side. Now, I could have grenaded here. I think I probably should have grenaded, to be honest, but I'll tell you why I was saving the grenades. On my previous run, there was a boom shot that spawned. There was 2 boomers that spawned, and I was trying to save my grenades. So, it's up to you. In this particular run, no boom shots spawned, no boomers spawned, and that's because I killed everything quickly. But if you do take a long amount of time, boomers will spawn, so if you're thinking that your run is a bit slow, maybe hang on to your grenades. And I'm going to show you where I placed them. But you can see here, the 4-way overwatch was really powerful. And they weren't really able to move. The disciple is pushing up here. They're throwing out their own overwatches. But we have a nice little flank here on the left. We can look across to the right with complete freedom of the battle. And I figured I would disable shot. It was like a 74% chance to hit, so I went for that and disabled it. This is going to free up Gabe now, and then Gabe can have a look at what he wants to do. And I'm going to have a go with a chainsaw. I'm trying to weigh up, can I chainsaw and then get back to safety? And I think I can. At worst, I could chainsaw, get back on Overwatch. Getting the extra action point off the chainsaw means, okay, we've got a bit more room to play with. So I'm going to nade these two in the center. That means there's only 3 or so on the battlefield. And now I'm going to use this grenade that Michaela's been holding on to blow up the Disciple. And you can see that cloud of gas eliminating, or should I say, extruding from its dead body. And then she finishes it off with a wonderful snipe shot. At this point, it's pretty much clean-up time to execute. And now I'm going to just use my remaining turns to pick up the epic case on the top left, and again group up my guys. So there's a few turns sort of going to be skipped in a second, but basically we walk up to the doorway. There's only one guy left, and I'm just going to take a few turns out just to, you know, move people around. There's nothing too crazy going on. I'm going to go ahead and, you know, fire off a snipe shot, 97 chance to hit. He gets interrupted, and because he's now no longer overwatching Sid can move, Stotty can move. So I figured, alright Stotty, you're going to be safe. You go and pick up that case. And now Sid can finish off the kill, and then everybody else can move forwards, and we'll have a look what's in this crate. So Sid's going to finish off this last guy. And then he's going to open up this crate, and I'll let the cutscene roll.
We're clear for now. This place creepy enough for everyone? God damn.
Strongbox spotted in the medical archives. Let's get a closer look. Pay dirt, research files, and a fresh canister.
Okay.
We can examine
So
it
we
all
pick
back at
up
the
some
convoy.
sort of canister that is dealing with Yukon.
Here.
And now, this is where I played the mission, and the boom shots came all along this side. And I just about killed them, but failed later on in the mission, and I didn't want that to happen again. It got really hectic trying to fight 2 boom shots that were chasing you. So my tip here, this is my tip for this mission, plant a load of grenades on this side. If your journey goes slow and you have to take a little bit longer, the boomers will be stalled or potentially killed by walking into all those grenades. If they don't, well, you don't really use planted grenades all that much anyway. So you're not really hindering yourself too much, but do try to be playing at quite a fast pace in this section, because the longer and longer you wait, the more chance those boomers are gonna sort of chance to appear. And obviously boom shots are not your best friend when you're trying to do this deathless.
Going now.
So I've planted all those frag grenades, and my frags that can be thrown are now off cooldown. So yep, there's a lot of frag spam in this mission. It's just the way it seemed to function and work for me. Stotty's going to push up here, and I'm going to overwatch this entrance, because I don't want that Disciple coming near me. I haven't seen it shoot me, it hasn't got anywhere near me, and I'd like to keep it that way. And just push Michaela up, you know, she's doing nothing at the back with the snipe.
Here I go. Hold it down now.
So you can see there that toxic cloud been emitted. And there's another one. Now, I did make a mistake here. I didn't realise this last one was actually a Disciple. And I pushed up here and chainsawed it with Gabe. I got a bit excited. And you can see me panic because I chainsaw it, and then I'm like, oh god, it's going to explode with gas. So I immediately tried to click away. And I got poisoned, and I just wanted to get out of there. I wasn't sure what that did, but don't go in and chainsaw it. But it's best not. Alright, so coming up here are a couple of turns where I'm just trying to get this wall behind me. And the reason I'm doing this is because last time I played the mission, 2 things happened. 2 boom shots spawned where all those grenaders were, and I'm panicking about that. And directly in front of me were a load of shotguns. So that's what I was worried about. Because I was dealing with shotguns pushing me and boomers sort of pincering me. However,
Headed out.
I don't know if it's because I did
I had a
this
lieutenant who
mission
died of rust
quicker,
lung.
or
Watched
took
him
less
cough his life
turns,
out.
or it was just
goddamn
RNG.
waste.
I didn't have any of that happen, so what I could do
Okay.
was push everybody right up, and there was only one guy to deal with. No Reavers dropped off anything, there was no boomers, and it was like a free run to the home. So I just started firing off, using fast fingers here because it could kill it. She could kill it and then reload for free.
Gonna need some ammo!
And yeah, just pushing everybody up, dealing with that one threat straight away. And then I just used my remaining turns to walk to the finish line where no more enemies spawned. You can see me check the TACCOM there because I was like, why is nothing here? Because previously there was like 4 shotguns, 2 boomers, but I think because I did it with some good pace that they didn't spawn. So that was the end of the mission. I enjoyed this mission. Good story, good thematic sort of map I was playing on, like the colours, the characters. Really enjoyed this mission, probably one of my favourites. So if you enjoyed this, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified. Check out the ways to support me in the description. I'll see you in the next one. This was my 5th video in a row I've recorded, so I've been talking for like 2-3 hours, and I'm going to take a break now. I'll leave you to enjoy this cutscene.
With those amped up drones. It's time we figured out how to put this SOB on ice.
So, what is it?
It's an immune system booster. Experimental. Crippling side effects. And it only works on rust lung.
Rust lung. So Ukon's dying of rust lung? How is that even possible?
Okay, this is all academic. We need to catch him.
Yeah. And now, we have our bait.